It is breezier out here than I thought it was. Hello from Prague. My Airbnb is right next to trains, so there is going to be probably a lot of me stopping in the middle of talking when a train comes by. So apologies in advance, but you know what? I'm in Europe, so. I have not read very much in the past few months, and that is because my life kind of is crazy. Okay. We moved from Oklahoma in the United States to Prague, Czech Republic just over the past month. And well, actually I've only been here for 2 weeks. So we've been hopping from Airbnb to Airbnb. And here's another train. Needless to say, this is not our favorite Airbnb. And we are leaving tomorrow. So I really wanted to film this video. Okay. So I don't know about you, but when I am stressed or if my brain is just in so many different places, it's really difficult for me to focus on a book. I have started many books over the past 2 months, and I've only finished a couple because none of them held my attention enough. I think I had to really be immersed in it to be able to finish it because my mind was in so many different places, and I was just, to be honest, just super stressed out. And I still am stressed out to some extent. It's getting better, but I do want to tell you what I'm reading. There's a bug on my glasses. I'm a little bit of a mess right now, I feel like. Okay, what I'm reading right now, though, is Hungerstone by Kat Dunn, and I'm really enjoying it. I think I'm going to do a vlog on this, so I'll let you know. First, let's just jump into what I've been reading lately, and then I'll give you a little update on our move here if you'd like to watch that. First is The Conditions of Will. I finished this in June. That's really how far back we're going, guys, because that's really when I finished books, was in June, and then my brain got hijacked by stress. Absolutely adored this book. If you're familiar with Jessa Hastings' writing, it's unique, to say the least. It definitely takes a little bit of getting used to because the cadence is so unique and different. I don't know. There's a little train. How she creates her characters is probably one of my favorite writers. How she does it. You love them, and yet you're just what? This main character, she has gone to school to read people, essentially. So throughout the book, she is giving clues of oh, this is AU1 or something like that. At first you're like, what is she doing? Why is she throwing in these weird numbers and letters? And then you finally catch on that oh, that is the number of that facial movement or tick or something that allows her to know, oh, you're actually lying. You're saying one thing, but you mean another thing. And so she reads people, and I thought that was going to get a bit annoying, but it didn't. Her thoughts on faith and Christianity are probably some of the best that I've ever read in a fiction book. I really loved it. If you are offended at all by those sort of things, or if you're offended by even political things, maybe don't read this book. I loved it. I loved every aspect of her opinion within this book. I thought it was exceptional. And then, as always, she writes an amazing male protagonist, Sam Penny. He is probably my favorite male lead in a book I have read in a very, very long time. There's just something so perfect about him. I don't know. It's just so great. The book is completely from the main character's point of view. It's not from Sam Penny's. I'm going blank on her name. Georgia. Her name's Georgia, I think. And so, yeah, there's twists and turns, and there's kind of a big reveal at the end, and highly enjoyed it. If you have enjoyed any of Jessa Hastings' writing, I highly suggest you read this. There's 5 stars for me. Next I'm just going to talk about these 2 books because they definitely were just fodder for the brain. I just was these are easy to read. They're mafia romances. Was it the best writing? No. Was it the worst? No. It was actually really good stories. And if you are squeamish at all, maybe don't read them because they do have some gore in them. There's like 5 or 6 books in the series. I only read the first 2. It's Crow and Reaper. I don't know. They were just kind of enjoyable reads. There were some loopholes like that bothered me in the first book. The second book wasn't as bad, but the first book there were some things that I was like, okay, can we tie that up, or like where did that come from? But honestly, enjoyable, like easy reads if you like mafia. So next was a book that in my last video, it was a book that I had purchased physically in the UK last summer. And I really wanted to read it. It had been on my shelf and staring at me. And I thought I was going to wait until like cozy season because it's about witches. But I said, no, let's just read it now. It's interesting because my last house that I lived in was really dark. And so I didn't have any like lamp next to me. So I would always have to like lean towards the light. I ended up seeing if it was available on Kindle, and it was through my library. So I ended up actually switching from the physical book to a Kindle. I enjoyed this book. However, it took me a little while to get into because each chapter is a different character, and there's like 4 main characters, I think. That execution was a little confusing, like to say the least. I didn't love that about it, but the story itself was really good. There was LGBTQAI representation, and in fact, that was the main thread throughout the book, which I didn't expect, but I loved. I thought it was a really unique take. One thing that I wrote in my notes was that this book manages to be both political and entertaining. And I find that's really difficult to do without being so political that it just fogs the entire story and you can't really see past that. It was really well executed and well done. And in fact, the author herself is transgender, and I think it lends itself to being authentic. And yeah, I really enjoyed it. It was just a totally different type of story than I expected, and it was really good. I think there's 2 more actually in this series, and so I plan on reading those. Okay, and then last but not least is Great Big Beautiful Life by Emily Henry. I listened to audio on this because my friend Erin, it's her favorite narrator. She does an exceptional job on this book. I'm going to give a little caveat. If you've been watching me for any amount of time, you know I'm not a huge Emily Henry fan, or at least I wasn't. There's something about the writing in her last 2 books. A funny story one, I can't remember the full name of it, but then in this one, I don't know what it is, but I am loving it. The story was fun for me because it had this like mystery woven into it, and apparently there's discourse on the internet about whether this is romance or not. I'm sorry, this is 100% romance, like 100%. Yes, it does have a literary fiction like vibe, but it's romance, and it's a good romance. I think this is probably my favorite one so far. Now, I don't love how she ends her story sometimes. There always seems to be a bit of a kind of miscommunication, and that bothers me. I feel like for the sake of the story, she made it to where they didn't communicate about this thing, and I get it. It kind of worked. It wasn't my favorite, but I still really enjoyed it. And if you are an Emily Henry fan, you're going to love this book. Definitely listen to the audio though, because it was so good. So good. I started probably like 3 or 4 other books and did not finish them. So these are what I finished. Let's catch you guys up a little bit on what's been going on with us. I don't know if you've ever been to Prague before. I had not been to Prague, but it is really beautiful. It's a little grittier than I expected. Let's be honest. Like, it definitely has a grit to it that I don't know if I expected. Everyone says, oh, it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. And it is. The buildings are old and they're amazing. But like, there's definitely like, there's a lot of graffiti and stuff like that. And so, yeah, there's just like a grittiness. It's cool. We are still hopping from Airbnb to Airbnb. We're going to go hopefully find a place this next week to move into. That's been the biggest challenge, honestly, moving here, has been trying to find a place to live. And it's actually pretty expensive. So yeah, that's been kind of like the negative. I hope this video turns out okay, because there have been a lot of trains. Yeah, just like a little backstory. So my husband is a principal and teacher, and he got a job at a British school here in Prague. And so my plan is to hopefully work there as well at some point. But right now I'm just going to try and focus on this channel and, I don't know, make it amazing. I have, like goals for this channel, and I'm hopeful that I can obtain them. I hope you stay along for the ride. If you haven't subscribed yet, I would really appreciate it, because, I'm moving to a different Airbnb where there won't be trains and it won't be annoying next time. So hopefully you'll subscribe and you can see my next video where we won't have trains in the background. Thanks for sticking around and watching this video, and I will see you guys later this week, because I am definitely going to try and post 2 videos a week. I'm doing it, Melissa. I'm talking to you in the future while you're editing this. You're doing 2 videos. Okay, bye.